What's up, everybody? Ramblings from the late night dice. We're still here. As always, Kyle and Christian, say hi to folks and don't stutter
Hi,
this time.
folks.
Damn,
How are you
Kyle was
doing,
quick
y'all?
on it. Kyle's like, I'm tired of that 5 second delay. I'm better than this. So it's going to be a busy couple of weeks. So starting off, Adepticon registration is this upcoming Sunday. At the time of recording this, I think it's January 8th. January 8th, right, Cobb? Not high?
Yeah.
It is January 8th as of recording this. This weekend, Saturday, 12 o'clock Central. Adepticon registration. I'll be there. If anybody's playing in the bag and you want to come play with a big ass toddler, holler at me. I'm gonna have extras. Let's see what else we have. We have TXO next weekend. I think all three of us are attending that one.
Yeah, we will.
So
Late Night Dice will be representing.
I mean, kinda.
We'll be
I'll be
there.
representing last place.
Christian's like, I will be there. I haven't decided what list I'm taking, but I will be there.
Oh, I've got my list, and I'm pretty sure that I don't know how to play, so we're gonna do it.
I was out here just rock'em sock'em football.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think you understand, Kyle. Also, just randomly before we get into it, I just walked into my closet and looked at it. And I was like, "Hey, do I have a World Eaters army?" And I started sending game pictures. And he's like, "I think you have a World Eaters army."
Yeah. Like Christian was just like, "What do these do?" And I was like, "All right, Stuart." Yeah. So TXO is gonna be pretty dope. Um, I honestly, it's the first event of 3.0 for me and for you guys. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, for us. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. Dallas normally has a pretty good turnout. We'll see how it all goes. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get just humbled, but it's gonna be pretty good. I'm excited for it.
Uh,
And then
oh,
after that, oh, Christian, you were gonna say something. What's up?
yeah, I'm actually excited to meet new people out there. Not because most of my heresy gameplay, I have to drive to San Antonio or freaking Austin or somewhere outside of Dallas, and I'm like, oh wait, there's people that play heresy here. So
It's funny because
it'll be fun.
when I talk to the guys who play in Dallas, I'm like, yeah, I got a couple friends up there in Dallas, and like, why don't you tell them to come play with us? And I'm like, they do. They show up and they look around and they're like, strangers, and they leave.
Stranger danger.
Yeah, because it's really kind of funny because you're like, I want to find new people, and then you go out there and you're like, ugh, not these new people. Which is funny to me because like I'm the exact same way. Like I'll go and I'll be like, oh, we're playing Heresy. This guy's like, yeah, uh, playing these GI Joes is my militia, and I'm like, not that far.
Bro, look, I will say this with all of my chest. Every family we have at Lake Hammer that we see, we love each other, good people. But fuck, if we saw each other before Warhammer, before anything outside of work, we've probably been like, ugh, I don't want to talk to.
It's true.
Bro, I have looked at one of our dearest friends at Lake Hammer and been like, that motherfucker looks like he collects people parts.
You've told someone that. Don't even play.
Yeah, to his face. Like, and the best part was when we left that year, I was like, hey man, it was nice to meet you. You're weird as shit. Work on that.
Well, I
His only
physically
reaction
couldn't.
was, okay.
I physically couldn't stare at Kyle or look at Kyle's way because he was in the biggest fucking highlighter baby piss green shirt and sandals you could ever fucking see. So I was just like, okay.
Sir, it's highlighter yellow, and they were Crocs.
Dude, let me tell you some stories about high vis Kyle. Okay. Kyle was at
He
a
has a
convenient
fucking name, High
Yeah.
Vis Kyle.
yeah, high vis Kyle. I call
They
him
call
high
me the
vis Kyle.
safety man.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, that Kyle is a human embodiment of a fucking PT belt. When he has his whole get up going, bro, he's at a convenience store and he's in line at like this Circle K, and there's this older gentleman in front of him. Say older gentleman because Kyle's a piece of shit for scaring this dude. Old dude turns around, sees Kyle, and goes, "God damn, son, you're bright." Dude, Kyle's in his high vis shit. He looks like a walking road cone, bro. It's hilarious. Like,
I love it. I love him
oh,
being obnoxious.
dude, if I can get him long sleeves, he's gonna look like one of those wacky inflatable dudes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, high vis Kyle is a sight to see, man. Like, I remember he wore that to his first lake hammer, and then he wore it to War Games Con, and Seth was like, "Are you gonna wear that tomorrow?" And he's like, "No." He goes, "Okay, good, because we've been drinking, and that might hurt my eyes tomorrow."
Oh shit. He's the lost
Um,
color of Ninja Turtles too, because I think you were bald like me at the time.
Yeah. I might go bald again. Don't tempt me.
Hell yeah.
out there
I'm
looking like
gonna
a
go
bad
bald
dragon.
after the cold goes away, if it ever decides to show up.
Two-toed bad dragon Kyle. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, if Kyle goes bald again, then he shows up in high vis Kyle. I'm gonna just start calling him Bad Dragon.
Okay. I think we need to get back,
Yeah,
back to the
Okay. So next piece of fun news. We got dates for Alamo GT.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be May 17th and 18th. Cool thing about that, we're going back to the Regency on the Riverwalk. Now, simultaneously good and bad. It's good because there's going to be a little bit more freedom around what we can do. Um, as much as like I like Battle Pub, I don't like being out in the hallway like the dudes at the back of a bus.
Yeah, we get treated like redheaded stepchildren. That's no joke.
Yeah, like it's kind of a weird feeling, you know. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy gaming there, and I enjoy going and getting like games of Halo Shatterpoint and stuff like that. But as an event venue, it's a little tricky because like we're all outside. Like, if those kids could read, they'd be so offended, right? And so it's cool
But
to be
it's
in a
also
venue
so
where,
comfy out there though, bro. We're not
well,
bumping each
so
other's elbow.
so the cool thing, we've been at the Regency before, and like part of the best part of it was um watching Justin come out of his skin every time an orc player yelled "wah."
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm not gonna
it's
miss that.
and it's a good spot. Don't get me wrong, like it's pretty good. Downside, it's on the Riverwalk, so getting there is a little bit more complicated. I know I'm going to be carpooling like crazy. Like, I'm gonna be picking some dudes up. Some dudes are probably going to crash here at the house. I don't know who's all attending quite yet or who's all going to crash here, but I'm pretty sure my house is going to turn into like fucking Animal House for a weekend. Uh, but yeah, we got Alamo GT dates. We've got TXO this next weekend. We've got Adepticon registration. It's gonna be a busy week for us. Um, that being
Adepticon was kind of
said,
crazy, right, Gabe? I think you were talking about it the other day, and there was like, I swear, over 1,000 events or something like that.
1600 and something.
Adepticon sounds crazy, man.
Yeah. So actually, I'll pull it back up because I still have the Excel sheet saved. So what's crazy is Adepticon has like a park cart preview, right, where you can go and like look at all the different stuff that's there. But you can also download the Excel sheet. And the cool thing about the Excel sheet that I really like is it doesn't just tell you what the events are, it also tells you who's sponsoring the event, like who's putting it on. You know,
Allegedly.
no, it was corrected.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, like the Heresy games, if you go and look at the events, there's a good number of them that are put on by the Taking of Fearix crew. And then there's a good chunk of them that are being put on by our friends over at the Accountability Buddies, right? Um, as of last update, there are 1,616 registered events. Now, it's worth saying that's not necessarily all of the like events that can be played or whatever. Some of those are like registration time, award ceremonies, and things like that. Um, but it's kind of cool that there's a little bit of everything for everybody. Like, I didn't realize that there was going to be D&D at Adepticon this year.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't realize that there was going to be a game called the Hangry Games. Never heard of it. Like, the coolest thing about Adepticon is like you find out about games you'd never heard of. That's how I started playing Arena Rex. is I showed up and I was like, "That's a really cool model," and the guy's like, "It can kill people," and I'm like, "Well, I mean, it's a tabletop game. That's kind of the point." And he's like, "You ever want to throw somebody to a pit of spikes?" And I was like, "You son of a bitch, I'm in."
Yeah, Adepticon is one of those where I think, and I need to experience it myself, but it's a thing like even if you're not looking to go and play, I would go for a day or two and walk around and just see everything. Let look at different games, look at because there's always like beta tests for new games and stuff like that. Everyone's play. There's a bunch of different games being played, and you might find something else that's interesting. So Adepticon is definitely a place where like you don't have to play, you don't have to do it. You just walk around and look, and I still think it's worth its money.
Well, so the other cool thing is you can buy a badge for Adepticon or you can just go to watch. You
Yeah.
don't have to pay to watch, right? You can cuck for free. And what's strange about it is there's open play tables everywhere, right? So you can go buy a ticket, not sign up for any events, and then just go open play. Just meet new people, play people. There's always one or two people who are like, "Hey, want to get a game in? I'm taking this list of team doubles. I want to try it out." There's a couple of heresy groups and Adepticon groups where guys are like looking for a casual game, getting ready for this event, and you can do that. Uh, it's also really cool to walk around because Adepticon has so much for everybody's style of entertainment. If you're into historical war, there's an entire floor of games for that. If you want to go and see all the golden demon entries, you can walk across the skywalk and see all the golden demon entries. So like if you're one of those guys who's like, I want to go look at like the best painted models out there, cool. Golden Demon's there for you. You can go hit up painting classes. You can go be a better painter. There's a lot of things you can do there. It's fun for everybody. It's great for everyone. Probably the biggest flex at Adepticon though is just doing all the hobby shopping that you'd ever really want to do in one place. Like, bro, if you're
Ugh,
looking for the missing las gun from Schaefer's Last Chancers, there's a dude who's selling one.
you'll find what you need there.
Now,
Promise.
it may be the cost of your right testicle and half a mortgage, but it'll be there, right? Um, all the paint vendors are there. All of the dice vendors are there. There's tons of guys selling bags and all kinds of stuff. It's a riot, man. I love Adepticon. I've never had a bad time there. It's definitely a great time. I enjoy it. Uh, that being said, it'll be my first year attending TXO. I'm not comparing that to Adepticon, but TXO is a pretty big event here in Texas. The Texas Open is pretty big. So we'll see how that treats us.
And this is, I don't know if I'm wrong or not. This is probably the first like big event for Heresy in Texas, maybe for 3.0.
I
At the
think it's the
year at
first.
least.
I think it's the first big one, like the one that's going to be like one of the main events of the year. Don't get me wrong, Dallas, the crew up there in Dallas. So Lucas with the Taking Your Favorite Stuff, and then John from the Accountability Buddies. They do a lot of monthly games, and
Yeah,
they do a lot of communities. They're wrong. They have a lot of like monthly and quarterly kind of games and stuff like that. But TXO is going to be the first major event, I think, in Texas of the year, because typically the schedule in Texas is TXO. Then later down the road, we have the Alamo GT. And then a little bit after the Alamo GT, we have War Games Con up in Austin. After War Games Con up in Austin, we end the year at Warzone Houston. Those are the four major ones I know of in Texas. Um, that being said, I'm not object. Other people have other events. I'm not objected to like attending those events. The more I know about, the more I can go to. The more I know about, the more I can kind of spread the word, like we're doing now. If
mhm,
you've got an event you want me to know about, or you want everyone to know about, holler at me. I have no problem. Like shameless plug, I'm all about it. But those
yeah.
are the four main ones that I know of that I try to make it to every year. There was a game down in Houston, War Dome. I believe it's still a 40K game, but Heresy isn't there anymore. Um, that
Maybe we
one
could
was
change that.
That one was pretty good. But yeah, those are the big ones. This should be the first big one that I know of for the year in Texas.
So what do we got going into TXO, boys? I know we're all three attending. I know we have some thoughts of what we are going to see for the game, but it's still pretty much left open. Like, what are you bringing, Gabe?
So between now and Warzone, I'm gonna fine tune these word bearers I've got, and at the end of the year at Warzone, I'm gonna raffle them off. They're gonna be the charity army this year at Warzone. So I made a mistake last year at Warzone, is I made a Salamander's army. And when I originally painted it for the raffle, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a great army, it's gonna be awesome, but it was still 2.0. And it wasn't a horrible list, but it had a Sikaran Venator in it. So it was like, I mean, it's okay. And then 3.0 dropped, and I'm like, damn, I accidentally made a meta list. Everything in that list slaps. Like that whole list was a menace. It was war crimes on feet, man. It's a good, strong list. And so one of the things I've noticed about some of the charity armies that are out there, I'm not knocking on anyone's charity army. I love the charity armies that are there. Pete guys are doing some great work. I know that there's tons of guys who do them. I want to raffle off like a tried and true battle tested army. I want to fine tune it between here and then, tweak it, make it a very competent list, and then just raffle it off, and I'll start it all again next year. That's the goal so far. That's what I'm going to take to TXO. I'm going to take word bearers and go from
That
there.
raffle's going to be at what, Warzone?
Yeah, Warzone Houston.
And usually after that, we usually ask the people that we know, and hopefully we start getting more people comment down below what after that, what army Gabe should put together next.
Oh, crap, you're going to crowd fan it? Oh, that's bad. Somebody's going to be like, Gabe, you should do a militia army of all infantry.
Well, we're not saying of all infantry or whatever, but yeah, someone could tell you do a militia army.
I can hear Seth in the background be like, black shields, black shields.
Anything could be a black shield.
Oh man!
You see,
black
I want you to do Emperor's Children just because I want you to paint them.
See, everyone has a different opinion. Let's get those comments going.
Kyle's gonna end up like that dude on RoboCop. Like, I'll buy that for $1.
I'll buy that for $1.
I will organize the raffle for that Emperor's Children army, and I will rig it to where I win. I guarantee it.
No, that's so. One of the cool things about Warzone down there, it's pretty good because you get to do all the donations and all the stuff. I really enjoy the Warzone crowd. Alan Bailey runs a hell of a good time down there, so I really enjoy that. So these word bearers are what I'm gonna play, and I'm gonna play these at everything. I'm gonna play him. I'm gonna play him in Dallas. I'm gonna play him in Austin. I'm gonna play him in San Antonio, and I'm not gonna play him in Houston, which is gonna be hilarious at Warzone. So if y'all want to beat the tires off my ass at Warzone this year, this will be the year to do it, because whatever I play at Warzone will not be the army I've played with all year.
What's your Adepticon army?
Word bears.
Oh, you're gonna take him to Adepticon too, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Taking it everywhere.
Yep. I'm gonna take word bears up there. I might have to take some of my Ultramarines because I'm allied in some team games with Eric, and he's playing Custodes. Not sure I can sell that one.
Like theme wise?
Like story wise. Like, it's pretty hard. Like, don't get me wrong, there is like a small world where Argyle Hall is like, these are my custodian friends, because he actually was really cool with a custodian. But I have to be a trader force to bring some of the units that I'm playing with, and custodians can never be traders.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a different kind of problem. I'm probably gonna have to take some of my Ultramarines for Adepticon, but some of the individual games I'm gonna run word bearers. And we'll just have to see how it shakes out. So with that, I know that Christian, you had thought up some questions that you had read about and seen about, and you had your own kind of twist on them that you wanted to ask me today. And I don't remember what those questions were, but you said you had a question for me.
So yeah. Well, as it was, I'm in identity crisis on what lists I want to or what I want to bring to TXO. With the baby and everything going on, I just haven't really put together a list. But when I was putting together a list, just randomly walked into the back room and I was like, huh, I have a lot of world eaters. What does this compare to in Heresy? And I saw Angron and I was like, huh, Transfigure Angron doesn't have a model yet. So things started building a list around that. And it popped in my head like last episode we were asking all these questions and I started thinking, I was like, well, what Primarchs that were traitors actually turned in full-fledged demon Primarchs during the heresy? And if it wasn't all of them, because the only one that I know of, I think, is Fulgrim. Like, if they were all full powered up, how would that have changed the tide and how the heresy turned out?
Okay, let's start with the Ascension Order first.
Yeah.
So Alfarius and Conrad Kurz never turned into Demon Princes because they died.
Bitch made.
If I have
Rage bait that he's biting.
I tried to skip over it, but then he started laughing and pulled me out of it. You son of a bitch. Okay, so I'm gonna try to nail the order. What's really funny is like some of my buddies that are out of the Victoria crew started watching our podcast, and they were like, "Hey, man, I was listening to your podcast. Pretty laid back. I really like it." I'm like, "Okay." They're like, "By the way, here's all the mistakes you made." And I'm like, "Shit." Um, on that note, Saul Tarvitz was not killed by Lucius. He was killed by Solomon Demeter, which that was a mistake on my part. I just remember Lucius being a traitorous bastard, and I correlated those. That was on me. Yeah, so that was a oops on mine. So, the Ascension Order, if I have it remembered correctly, the first Primarch to go full Demon Hulk was Fulgrim. As a matter of fact, spoilers. I forgot that you want to put spoilers in the title of this one, Kyle. Fulgrim tried to sacrifice Perturabo to become a demon prince.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, he like stabbed him. I don't know with what or whatever, but he stabbed him with something, and that's what makes Purdy like why he's like weak and fucking basically dying and shit. Well, I don't think he's weak.
Yeah,
He's my favorite Primarch, but
he almost killed Perturabo trying to become a demon prince. He ends up becoming a demon prince either way. What's really funny was Fulgrim's journey to demonhood was really funny. Fulgrim got tainted by a blade he took from a place called the Lair. And the Lair demon was in the blade, and it slowly started talking to him, and eventually Fulgrim, in like super emo self-pity mode, let the demon possess him. One of the funniest stories of it all, it's in the Fulgrim Primarch book. Lucius is like, guys, that ain't our dad. That's a bullshit demon. That ain't the real him. I'm gonna fight him because I've been watching him fight, and he ain't fighting like a Primarch. He's fighting like a bitch. And about the time he makes his conscious decision, he's going to call out Dad. Dad regains possession of his body. Like Fulgrim comes back to being who he is. And Lucius is like, dude, he busts in. He just like, you know what, bitch? I want to fight. And Fulgrim's like, oh yeah. And he's like, oh no, I know that look. That's Dad. He's back. Right? Like he immediately 180s, bro. He's like, no.
No,
He walks it off.
No.
Yeah, dude, yeah, no, daddy, no. He did hit him. And then after that, like later, he became a big demon seeking perfection and kept a snake body and the forearms and all the
the
craziness.
funniest thing is when I think about it is like how Fulgrim and Perturabo is that scene from Thor was like, yeah, brothers stabbed each other all the time, and he was like, look, he just turned into a little whatever, and then he was like, stab. That's how I see that happen. If any of y'all ever watched the Marvel movies.
I think it's more of
Never
like
heard
a
of it.
it's more like a Deadpool thing, like baby knife. Um, so Angron was next. Angron became empowered because Lorgar like basically performed a ritual, and that ritual ascended Angron to demonhood. It was during the Battle of Calth. During the Battle of Calth and the 500 Worlds of Ultramar and all that, Angron and Lorgar were there together, and Lorgar was like, "I'm going to make you a demon prince." And then afterwards, Angron was like, "I don't like you guys," and left. And this is where one of the most gut wrenching stories of the heresy pops in. Angron was a slave, and Angron basically went full Spartacus and had like a slave uprising, and that's when the Emperor rediscovered him and like took him off the planet against his will. Well, Angron went back to his home planet after he's been ascended, essentially, and he shows up and he's like, "Hey, I noticed all the rich people are still in power. What happened?" He's like, "Oh yeah, after that coward Angron like left all his people to die because he ran away like a coward, we took back over." He goes to all his commanders. He's like, "Kill everyone by hand, no bombs."
So, but when you say ascended, was he like the big
He was a demon
demon
Primarch.
with wings?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. He's ascended. What's funny is he's ascended, but he's still being empowered by Khorne like passively. The way the gods work is kind of weird, right? So like Horus, late heresy. Horus wasn't possessed by the gods, more like they're looking at him and their gaze gives him power, their like influence gives him power. Angron is empowered, and he was still a demon Primarch at this point, but he still had like weaknesses. Like that power could still be drained from him.
mm.
Um, it was really weird how it worked. They actually talk about it in a book where Porter Rob was like, "Look at you, bitch! Can't fly, can't fight, no bitches, no crew, no money."
I'd collect bread tabs too.
So, um, Angron went back to his original home planet and killed everybody because he was like, "I'm not gonna have these people call me a coward." After that, late heresy, uh, probably like right before the siege of Terra, like before they got to Terra, is when Mortarion pledged himself to Nurgle. His legion was all dying of a cold. They all had like the nastiest of COVID, and they were dying. And Mortarion was like, "Save them!" And Nurgle was like, "I can do it. You just gotta let me do my thing. Pledge yourself to Nurgle, you'll be good." So Mortarion pledged himself to Nurgle, became a demon prince, and then that's when all you know the Death Guard changes started to happen. Um, Magnus,
No
it
one cares about
happened.
Magnus here.
It happened during the Siege of Terra.
Speaking of
Um,
which,
there's a whole section where Magnus actually goes and like he completely gives in to Zincha's influence and he goes full crazy. Lorgar did not become ascended until after the heresy, specifically during when the Imperium is going through the scouring, which is where all the legions are being broken up into chapters and all that stuff's happening. Lorgar becomes a demon prince when chaos becomes chaos undivided. Now, Perturabo's my favorite. Perturabo got mad during the Siege of Terra because he got lied to by Horus, and he's like, "Fuck y'all! I'm gonna go have my own heresy with blackjack and hookers," and he leaves. And he literally just goes and he's like, "You know what? We're gonna build the perfect fortress, guys." And his legion's like, "Really, Dad? We're gonna build the perfect fortress?" He's like, "The perfect fortress. We're gonna call it the Iron Cage." And he's like, "Dope." Well, Dorn's hoe ass hears about it. And he's like, "What? Perfect my ass. Let's go beat him up." And Dorn damn near gets killed to the man. It really is a perfect fortress. It really does. It tears Dorn and the Imperial Fists up. After that happened, Portorabo became Ascended.
So when we say Ascended,
To Demon Primarch could.
Yeah, does that? So I guess this is a stupid question. Like I see Ascended, and then I know people are like, "Well, he fully ascended." What the fuck is the difference then?
There's not. So
Okay.
So here's how things work for normal people, right? So you have demon princes, and people are like, "Oh yeah, I'm a demon. I became a demon prince." Primarchs become demon primarchs, and they're actually better than demon princes. Like they're in the scheme of things, are stronger than demon princes because I mean they're primarchs, bro. I mean, like if you gave Superman horns, he'd be fucking dudes up. So when I say they ascended, the term I'm using is they went full demon primarch.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, Perturabo was the last one. Now Horus died before he could actually become a demon prince. Because another thing to remember about demon princes or demon primarchs, they become immortal when they ascend. So, like when you kill a demon, it doesn't die; it just gets banished back to the warp. Horus was never a full demon primarch. There is Horus ascended, but he's not a full on let's do this. He's just empowered by the gods. So technically he died before he could become a demon primarch. Kurz died before he could do it, and Alfarius died before he could do it. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I mean it kind of does. Like, because now thinking about it, when we see Ascended fucking Horus, I've never actually thought about it like that because I was like, wait, yeah, why the fuck hasn't he came back? He was, but I guess wasn't fully ascended. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was random thoughts that I was thinking of, and like, damn, if they were all fully ascended, like, how did the Siege of Terror like change?
Actually, it hurt them.
Mm.
So, Horus sends Perturabo. He's like, dude, go get Angron's dumb ass. Because again, remember, Angron's out there killing a planet by hand. He's killed so many people, it's raining blood. Right? Horus sends Perturabo to fetch Angron. They bring him to the Siege of Terra. During the siege, Angron's like, I can't go down there. He wants to, but he can't because there's a barrier being projected by the Golden Throne that's preventing the demons from breaching the gates. So Fulgrim and Angron can't actually assault the Siege of Terra. So Perturabo's doing it. Perturabo, as always, he's the dude down in the trenches and they're getting it done. And he's like, hey, we're about ready to rock. And Horus is like, yep, Mortarion will take it from here. And that's when Perturabo's like, you know what? Fuck you then. I'm gone. And left. So it actually hurt them. It's actually talked about in one of the books where Horus is like, is this really my rule? Is all I get are all these broken toys? He actually like calls all the Primarchs like broken toys and broken people. Like he's like, bro, I got an emo. I got a perfectionist that ain't perfect. I got a dude who is just like pounding white monsters and putting holes in the drywall. I got some dysfunctional ass homeboys. How am I going to win this fight? And it was really disjointed, and it cost them a lot during the siege. Had they actually stayed as they were and done what they were supposed to do, dude, they could have won the Siege of Terra. Because the only legions that were present on Terra during the siege, if I remember the Loyalists, you had the Blood Angels, you had the Imperial Fists, and then you had what was left of some of the Salamanders. A couple of Knight Errants were still running around. it wasn't looking good. And Horus's whole battle strategy, which is hilarious too, was as long as we get it all done before Gilliman shows up, we're fine.
Don't let that motherfucker in blue show up.
Yeah, he's like, dude, as long as we beat Gilliman, it's all cool in the game.
Wasn't there someone who was like, I think he's going, or he wasn't sure, and he was like, "Hey, you're not sure?" Like, rip that guy a new one.
Yeah, like it's a whole thing, man. Like they were honestly that was the only legion they were really afraid of, and it's not because Ultramarines are like amazing battle prowess. It's because there were 230,000 of them. Bro, it goes back to that theoretical question on TikTok. Is like, how many third graders could you knock out before they overwhelmed you? It's a lot of third graders, bro. So, yeah, but the demonhood stuff definitely hurt them during the Siege of Terra, for sure.
Hell yeah! And how does this help me pick what list I'm taking to TXO? I don't know.
It doesn't, homeboy. Sucks to be you, dog.
Coming around full circle, back to TXO.
It doesn't help you at all. Like my TXO choice is easy. It's like, what list are you taking, Gabe? Like, I'm taking these word bearers. Well, why? Because I can. That's it. That, and it's partly because a lot of people are tired of seeing my Ultramarines. That's a common feeling.
Nobody likes Ultramarines.
Bro, you're telling me.
Yeah, and you know what it is? I'm gonna use a new term. You ready for it? It's ultramarine fatigue.
You hoe ass bitch. Ultramarine fatigue. This guy right here. I believe that on the 40K side, I totally understand that, bro. Like, I'm sure people are like, it's a year of chaos. What are we getting? They're like, you're getting Ultramarines. They're like, damn it.
No. It was the year of chaos. Chaos was sitting good and whatever. And I know that's why they didn't announce it. They're just like, it's the year of fucking Ultramarines again, and it's Space Marines are sitting good right now.
Bro,
That's all I'm
I
gonna
know
say
for a
about that.
fact. I know for a fact a bunch of people were like, oh my god, what are we getting for chaos? What are we getting for chaos? And it was like, what's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu. It's chaos. It's Ultramarines. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't tell you. I know that's how they felt about
It's
it too,
tight
man.
as fuck. It's the 500 worlds.
And not only that, they're like, oh, 500 worlds, blah blah, whatever, and you're getting an 800th Marneus Calgar. Yay! Like, oh, dude, that's so funny.
Kyle, what are you taking to TXO?
I am taking my 1,000 Suns.
Any little updates to those, or
I had to drop a sniper squad to add a Centurion because of the way the new Force Org is.
I like how he
Bad.
says. I like how he says he had to drop a sniper squad. He's losing one guy.
No,
Oh, wait, so it's not a
3 guys.
Bro, you drop 3 guys when you roll your dice by getting your not passing yourself.
Okay, shut up.
So what you fucking do? You've been playing
5
with
guys.
3 less the whole time.
No. So Kyle, when you were working on that list, remember you took your sniper squads to 7-man units because you had the points. You just didn't have the slots.
I didn't know that.
It's your list, homeboy.
That's cool. That's cool.
Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We're gonna do our homework in the next week and a half before we get there. We're gonna do our homework.
Bro, I can hear it right now, bro. I can hear John. I can hear Dunk. I hear him like, oh, look at this. Another Warhammer player that can't read.
Yep.
Cue the Uncle Ruckus.
I'll take it.
As long as, damn it, never mind.
Yeah, you better hang on to that one, homie. You better hang on to that one. You almost let that one slip. I feel like Shane Gill's like, no. He's gonna say it. He's gonna say it for real.
He's gonna say it. It's nothing bad. I was just gonna be like, as long as you don't try to convince me Seekers are really good right now, I'll be fine. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
Dude, you weren't even here for that conversation in the late night.
No, I
Bets
wasn't, but I
anyhow.
heard about it across the fucking warp, dude. That was crazy. Excuse me. Sorry.
I know Duncan's bitch ass is gonna try and come up with a way to justify Seekers.
What's funny about building lists with Duncan is like he has such a different lens than me. I'll be like, yeah, here's a good list, and he's like, what about this? I'm like, what about it?
And he's the funny thing though is he's not wrong.
No, he's not.
No,
It's
he's
just
not wrong.
It's just I'm over here like
It's back to the bubble thing, I think.
Well, I think it is part of the bubble conversation, and then another part of it that's hilarious to me. Like this is the easiest way I can explain it. Right? It's like listening to people argue about how they barbecue brisket.
Yeah.
Like, or people talking about salsa. Like it flips back to that like old Pace commercial, where like I'll be like, "Yeah, man, I think I'm gonna put this in my squad." And somebody's like, "Oh, New York City," So it's like it's not that he's wrong or I'm right or I'm wrong or he's right. It's just you can justify them. Anything can be justified if you try hard enough. And he's not wrong in his justification for what they are. Like I said, he just sees it completely different than a lot of people do. And like what's super funny is like I can sit here with talking with Duncan. I can be like, oh, I use mustard for my potato salad. He's like, well, I use mayonnaise for my potato salad. And then I'll have some random ass dude in the background be like, what about the raisins? And we're like, ignore him.
Me and you have these conversations all the time. We disagree all the goddamn time.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you have to have somebody to disagree with. Like,
yeah,
that's how you end up with lists. Like when you have an echo chamber of people are like, oh man, that's a great idea. You should do that. That's how you end up with a list of like 70 some odd scouts and a fire raptor, right? So
Jesus Christ. Kyle, why are you mad, Kyle?
Fuck that.
Why are you mad, Kyle?
Like
everybody get shit today.
So yeah, it's really funny because even now, talking with some of our close buddies that are really getting it. Like, what's really cool is right now there's a lot of like challenges going on. Like the crew down in Victoria is doing their escalation league. Love how they're doing that. I'm going to try and get down there and play with those guys. The guys in Houston have a really cool escalation league, and then they're also doing something really cool where they talk about like, hey, this is in my pile of shame. What should I paint next? That's a dope concept because that keeps you moving, that keeps you doing stuff. I made the mistake of sending someone my pile of shame, and they were like, "What is wrong with you? Why are you like?" Somebody asked me like, "Why are you the way you are?" And I was like, "Because I can." There's a lot of really cool promotional stuff. I know that ABB they're doing they're doing a contest right now, painting contest of like you update progress every 2 weeks, but you're doing 500 and then I think like 750, 1,000, all the way to 3,000. I think they're even going all the way to 6,000.
Yeah, keep the hobby going. I like that.
Yeah, so like there's a lot of stuff going on right now for Heresy. It's really cool.
Yeah, I really need to meet these guys in Dallas, and so I could play some games, and then I could prove my Bubblegate theory.
Bubblegate. That's
Bubblegate.
The fuck is Bubblegate?
So okay, Christian and I have a working theory, and so far it's paid correctly, but
me and Kyle are using new words today.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, you guys are running me through my paces. So Bubblegate is the concept that each community has their own bubble of what they think is good. And
we're
so
not
like,
wrong.
yeah, so like when you go to Dallas, they're gonna be like, oh, these are amazing. So you're gonna see a lot of that. When you play with the guys from like ABB, there's a lot of very similar trending ideas of what's good or what's bad, what's the new hotness, the new auto include. And so Christian and I are testing this theory called Bubblegate, which is every community has their own bubble of what they think is good or bad. And we are going to do our absolute best to fuck those bubbles up.
No. We're not gonna do our best to fuck the bubbles up. That's not what it's about.
No. I understand what I mean by that. But like, I would have show up. I would have show up to like one of those communities, just like, oh my god, Vindicators are amazing. They're the best thing ever. They're amazing. Can't beat a Vindicator. I'm just gonna be like, "Have you met Jeff?" And just show up with some off the wall crazy shit. Like it's real. Like my papa drives a Rolls Royce. Like my dad drives a Chevy 1500. That's what I'm going for, right? So yeah, Bubblegate is just every community has like once someone says like something is good, and guys start looking at it. Like right now, there's a lot of guys say Vindicators are great. Vindicators are good.
Yep.
Right now, if you're part of the Houston crew, you agree. Vindicators are gross. There's another group of guys that are like, rapier batteries will change the world. That's also true. There's a fringe group of guys that are like, what you need is 500 seekers and 500 headhunters. Okay,
Fringe.
that's also an idea. So everyone's got a little bubble. And when I say like I want to fuck those bubbles up, it's not like I want to show up and just be like, you're all stupid and wrong. I just want to show up and introduce new bubbles. I want to be like, have you ever seen a list with all graviton? Poke, poke, wink, wink.
And for me and Gabe going to every different event, trying to see what all this stuff, there are going to be guys that break that norm. But when you usually play with the same people and over again, you develop this little bubble where it's like, hey, we have all Vindicators, and people start playing for that. But it was kind of like a thing in 2.0 too, when everyone's stopped wanting to take, all las cannons and contemptors and stuff like that. People started branching out, and everyone just like had, I hate using this term, but everyone had their little meta. Not saying that it was good, but everyone had a style of what they like to play back then.
Bro,
And I think
I
it's
want
starting again.
I want to be Rick on Rick and Morty when he plays Roy. Like, oh my god, he's got Roy off the grid. He doesn't even have a social security number. I want to be that guy. I want to just show up with some off the wall. And so far, my word bearers are some pretty off the wall shit. They're fun. I'm gonna enjoy playing them. I'm probably gonna lose a lot. Not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna lose a lot. But I'm okay with it. It's fine. Like I said, I want to take a look and see what the different communities are doing, how they look, what they're gaming for. And I'm hoping that a bunch of us can make a lesson, because the crazy part is like, and this is what's really weird about this podcast is like Kyle and I live in San Antonio. Kyle and I have not played a game in person.
That's true.
Like we tried and we were like, damn, we need to learn how to read.
And both, well, me specifically, the entire time I was getting text messages. Are you done yet? Are you done yet? I'm hungry.
Bro, like I'm telling you, like we were going through the rule book and I was like, damn, we missed that. We missed this. Like, damn, I need LeVar Burton. And Christian, you're up in Dallas.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, you're surrounded by a bunch of dudes you don't know. We should make those intros.
Yeah, for sure.
And luckily, like Victoria isn't very far from me. Don't get me wrong, like it's a stretch of the legs. But that group of guys down there are so legit to play with, man. I've never had a bad time with those guys, man. They're a good group of dudes. I would say like I'd play with the guys in Houston more often, but that's even further. Like if I'm going to Houston, I might as well go to Dallas.
Man, the most that I played with is a guy that I have to play with that lives in Nicaragua. Think about that.
yeah, you're practically playing an exchange student.
My practice part. Yep, that's funny.
Oh man, we're so disjointed. We got to game more. That's why we got to do the TTS games, man. That's why we got to start doing TTS games. And honestly, like what I'd like to do is get TTS games going, and then just have it like the hobby hangout days where people can just pop in and watch the game. Like I'm totally okay with that. So that might be the new norm. Maybe we start having game nights with our hobby hangout nights. Maybe that's the play.
I'm down for it.
So, what other questions you guys got? What other topics? What other ideas are we rambling about today?
What would you like to see at TXO? Like, what would you like to see on the board?
Man, I have an idea of what I'm gonna like. I feel like I'm gonna see tank spam, and what I kind of want to see is something similar to what I took to the first Alamo, where somebody's like, "What'd you bring?" And I'm like, "I brought bolt guns." And like, "How many?" Like, "Yep."
That's all I
Oh,
brought.
I want to see big, beautiful armies. That's probably my main goal. Like pretty much everywhere I go, right? That was part of the reason I've always really liked the Warzone crew. Those guys down there in Houston take a lot of pride in their armies. The guys in Victoria take a lot of pride in their armies. The guys out of Dallas take a lot of pride in their armies. You know, you go and you play in these games, and they have these big, elaborate, well painted. Like, man, the guy who had the word bearers painted at Warzone last year, I was like, damn, those word bearers are gorgeous.
yep.
And I like that. So if I wanted to see anything at TXO, that's kind of what I want to see. I want to see armies, especially 3.0. Armies are huge now. Man, like the armies are so much bigger than they were in 2.0. And that's exciting. That's really fun, you know. So that's what I'd like to see is I'd like to see really good big armies with not a lot of like unimaginative spam. That's what I'd like to see. Uh, I have this worry that I'm gonna go to the table like, "What'd you bring?" Like, "I brought 3
Three
Vindicators and a Fellblade."
Vindicators. Yep.
"What did you bring?" "I brought 2 Vindicators and a Fellblade because I couldn't find a third." That's one of my concerns is I'm gonna see a lot of cookie cutterness in a game that's gone out of its way to not be cookie cutter.
And the thing is, like, all the units are playable. That's the cool thing I think about 3.0 is like everything seems good. The problem is you got to figure out how to move around the detachments and what unlocks what in order to get the list the way you want it. But yeah, I have that same problem. Me and Gabe have a bet going on, but it's been a while, so I kind of made a little error in my bet. But I still think we should probably see about 3 of them. I would say, but we know Vindicators are up there. We know Predators are going to be up there. Like anything with the Demolisher Cannon is going to be up there. But I think we're going to see a lot of Kratoses, Typhons, and Fellblades too. Like,
I don't think we're gonna see Typhons. Kratos, yes. Typhons, no. I
yeah,
don't expect to see any Typhons. Um, what I would like to see, and this is like a Gabe thing, man, I want to see a list like Forests. If I'm gonna see tank spam, I want to see Auxilia tank spam.
oh no, because I know that's going to happen.
I want to see Auxilia tank spam. If I'm gonna see any kind of spam, I want to see that. Now, on that same note, I kind of also want to see some people, do some off the wall stuff. Like I wouldn't mind seeing Black Shields. I wouldn't mind seeing Shattered Legions.
I think Black Shields are secretly too good. I think someone's going to crack that cookie and figure it out.
I think Black Shields are the army that cue that response of like, "Oh no, man! I think if you did something like that, you'd get your ass kicked, man."
Yeah, I'd say something like that.
Yeah,
Hell no,
yeah,
man.
yes.
You get
I
your
think,
ass kicked.
yeah, I think Black Shields are the new army that everyone knows they're good, but nobody wants to be the guy to play them.
Wait, you're telling me if I win the battle, I get more victory points, but if you kill me, I still get more victory points? Yeah, that's an oversight somewhere.
Yeah, it's definitely there. Another thing I'd like to see, I'd love to see a demon army. Man, that'd be cool to see like an all demon army. That'd be dope.
Oh, you burst my bubble there. I was like, I'm kind of trying to do it, Gabe. I'm kind of trying to do it.
Yeah, you're half in, half out, you tepid bastard.
Commit to the bit, don't be a bitch.
I can't commit that much to the bit because I don't have the models. But anyways,
Yeah, that's so. All in all, man, I'm just hoping to meet some new people. I want to see some third edition armies and kind of see where people's minds are at because, like I said, we're dealing on bubble theory. I think that once we get up there, it happens at every major event. I come back and I'm like, man, did you see what happened on that table? I never thought of that. And then I take that and I run with it in my own way, and then everyone's like, "Oh, Gabe's a bastard," and I'm like, "Yeah, I am." So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm excited for that one. I'm excited for Adepticon. I'm really excited. After I get my registration done for Adepticon, I'm gonna try and get down to Victoria to see that group because that's opening day for their escalation league, their official opening day. I'm gonna see if I can get down there and get some games in. And if those guys are cool with it, I'll definitely post some of the bat reps here or talk about them. Um, I don't like to do too much without people like giving the okay. 'Cause, like it's your community. I don't want to just show up and bomb it out, but um, because they're doing it a little bit different, which is kind of cool. Uh, they're starting at 500 points. The bad part about 500 points is playing a 500-point game on a 6x4 table. Dude, that's like playing Red Rover on a football field.
Hmm.
Like way too much cardio. So they're doing Zone Mortalis for the beginning. And that makes me excited. So that's really what I'm looking forward to right now. Is I'm really looking forward to that escalation league, and then TXO. We'll see what TXO has to bring.
what do you want to see, Kyle?
Kyle's like another 1,000 Sun player.
Can I say I want to see some display boards? Even though I'm not bringing one.
That's what I was like. Someone's gonna say someone's gonna say it, and then like Kyle's not gonna bring one.
Oh, I'm
It's
not.
like me be like, I just want to see carts, so everyone has places to put their models. I don't know if I'm gonna get the cart in time. Fuck it, I'll use the
Yeah.
baby stroller as a cart.
You know who's got 2 thumbs and is gonna have both of those?
A baby stroller and a cart?
No, a cart and a display board,
Oh,
homie.
Depending on not if you leave that display board in your
fucking car again.
No, so that's my Ultramarine display board, man. I'm not gonna take that for word bearers. Are you high?
Oh yeah.
Silly gooses, silly gooses. And how dare you kick me while I'm down, you bastards. That was a bad day for me. But no, I do have a display board for the word bearers. And I will have my cart and everything. So definitely will. Y'all should get one of those.
John, I'm looking for it right now.
Christian's like, since I was talking shit on that one episode, like 10 episodes ago.
That's exactly what I'm looking for right now.
Well, let me tell you what, they're not as cheap as they were a year ago, so sucks to be you, nerd.
Fuck yeah, I'm looking at one that looks like yours, and it's like $300. I'm like, there's no way I paid $300 for that. That better come with like a reach around and something else. Holy fuck. That one's like 200. Jesus Christ. Hey Kyle, did you ever post that link in our video?
Which one?
The
So
one about the cart?
a funny story, he did, and then the cost went up. Like they did a bait and switch on it, dude. It was kind of funny.
Oh.
I'll find it and I'll get Kyle a link.
Yeah, find one
Yeah,
for a good
I think
price.
I think the one I have is the Garvey.
Man, you know what? I want to see flyers. Someone bring a flyer and prove me wrong. Prove us
Boo!
wrong.
Don't say stupid shit. Boo! No,
Someone bring a
no.
flyer. Do it.
I'll die on that hill. Boo! like I would love to see them just for the sake of like seeing flyers because I think all the flyer models are cool, but I don't think they're cool enough to take. Maybe in an APOC game, flyers would be pretty good, but you bring
$85.
hey,
What? I'd give him
Not
$50
bad.
for it.
I'll buy that for $1.
bro. When I bought mine, I think we paid like 58. They've gone up a lot in price. They really have.
Hey, Gabe, let's build one this weekend out of wood.
See, that's why we don't get games in.
Yeah.
Every time I see you got a side project, be like, hey man, nuclear reactor, let's do this.
I do have a really badass one that I've been sitting on for a while. But I said, hey Gabe, I have an idea. And you said, finish the projects you have first, bitch.
I sure did. I sure did. I was like, how about you I don't know, finish what you started.
Yeah, I'm very bad about that. I might have ADD.
Oh, you think? Now, I will say this for anybody who's looking at getting one of the adjustable carts, upgrade the wheels on them. The wheels they come with are the normal hard plastic wheels. Majority of the ones that are out there, as much as it's going to sound like a TikTok thing, Vivor makes one for like $75, a folding cart. You can take that folding cart and you can upgrade the wheels with normal office chair wheels.
With a rollerblade office chair wheels?
Yes. When I had my cart and I was rolling it down the streets at Adepticon, I beat the shit out of them wheels. And when I got back to the hotel room, I was like, bro, my wheels are all bad. These hard plastics are jacked up. I'm like, I wonder how to fix them. And then I started looking at them like, oh, they just slide out. Oh, these are office chair wheels. And so I just went and got office chair wheels, and it rolls like a sumbitch now. It'll roll by itself. I got to be careful.
So go get it. What you're saying is go to TikTok shop.
No,
Use your sponsor code, your promo code.
I wish I have like one post on TikTok. I've actually been slipping on that. I need to work on that.
We both, buddy.
But yeah, you can get folding carts. Like I said, they're a little bit more expensive than they used to be. They're up to like $70 for a cheap one. But those things go the distance. Like, man, that cart has helped me so much at events. I cannot express to you how much easier it makes my life at the games. You're not having to like carry your army from table to table. You can just roll it. And I've seen the horror stories, man, where guys drop their armies.
Or run them to their daughters while carrying some goodies.
Well, so like the funniest thing was, we used to have a rule like when we go to Adepticon, they're like, hey, if somebody says, hey, will you help me do this? Say no. Say no. Not because you want to be rude. It's not about being rude or being not rude. It's about I don't want to be the reason your display board fell apart in my hands because I didn't know how it was glued together or something. I remember at the first Alamo we went to, I was talking to Monty and Tyler, a couple of the guys from Victoria that I was hanging out with, and some guy knocked his whole ass army off the table right there outside the store. And that's smooth floor, bro, not carpet. Shit went everywhere. He was picking shit up with a broom because it just gone so many places. He gets it all together, and Monty and Tyler were like, oh man, poor guy. Somebody bumped into him. He dropped it again.
Yeah.
All I heard was Monty go, oh, somebody give him a fucking hug.
It's like also the first time I was trying to help fucking Lance. I was like, he was like, hey, can you help me get this on the table? We're trying to set up the table. I was like, yeah, for sure. Where do you want me to put your Dark Angels? He's like, over there. I'm like, the fuck? This looks like you put your weed in it. It's a fucking little tin container or whatever. It's actually like fucking for, I guess, little cookies or some shit.
Christian said, "This is put your weed in."
And you know what I'm fucking talking about too, because I said, Gabe, look at this fucking shit. It was that Lake Hammer, and it was that, and he had fucking the lion and all that, and it was just
shoebox. Lance is a shoebox guy.
no, it
No,
wasn't even
okay.
a shoebox. A shoebox is bigger. I'm serious. This looks like you could put your weed in it. It was a little tin fucking
Now, okay.
thing.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I hold true to the concept of your army, your bullshit.
True.
Right. If you want to transport that shit in a 5-gallon bucket, you do you. I will say that one of my very good friends, Cole, he was like, man, we're playing WYSIWYG. Like dude, one time we were playing 7th Ed, he wanted to die on this fucking hill. And I was like, okay, WYSIWYG. He carries his army in a fucking tackle box. Nothing wrong with that. I know plenty of guys carry army in a tackle box. Well, he shows up and a bunch of guys got broken on the way there. And I'm like, all right, what are you gonna shoot me with? He's like, oh, I'm gonna shoot you with this squad. I'm like, what, like 9 las guns? He was like, 10. I'm like, nah, they ain't got 10 las guns. They got 9 las guns, and that tackle box has like 14. But that bitch ain't on the table.
That's fucked up.
That's where Grant got it from. Grant has his death guard in a fucking
Yeah. They put all their stuff in a tackle box. And like, don't get me wrong, man. Like, I understand, like, when you're gaming on a budget, I can appreciate it. I can. I remember what it was like to not be able to afford a case. Because the other problem is, like, carry cases, the pricing on them has gone through the roof as well, man.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
carry cases are obnoxiously expensive. And it's insane. I'll be the first to tell you, like, as much as I like Battle Foam and I like Army Transport and I like some of these boxes, dude, justifying $240 for a box is a lot.
Now, we'll say, Catch Harbor Freight on the sales and their Apache gun cases that work really good for carrying.
Yeah, those are perfectly fine. I have no qualms with Harbor Freight and their boxes. They do have some good foam boxes. You know,
It's not a Magna Rat, but it'll work. It's better than a shoebox.
Hey, when
I
they're
know
on
that-
sale, that's what I use my magic stuff for too. They could hold some commander. They have some nice cases for commanders decks.
yeah, you know, like I like, don't get me wrong, like I understand what it's like to ball in a budget, man. I've been there. You know, I also know that I have some cases upstairs where I'd like got them on a trade or got them on a deal or whatever else, and like I've got tons of bags and boxes now. And I remember when we were going to Lake Hammer, Lance and Seth stayed at my house because they're going to ride with me to Lake Hammer, and Lance had his army in that tin, and he just put it in the floorboard of the Suburban. He's like, I don't make it, and I'm like, holy shit, you're crazy. Like, there's a Primark in there, buddy. Man, it's fine. I'm so happy that John didn't see that. John might have had an aneurysm if he saw that. Like, bro, you're carrying that in a cookie tin? Like, it's not every day you see somebody transport their army and you're like, is it models or is it a sewing kit?
You open it up and it's cookies.
Yeah, so. But I understand it, man. It's just, the game's expensive, man. The cases are expensive. The models are expensive. I totally understand it. Well, that being said, I think we'll call it a wrap for today. Fairly short episode, like for the change. As always, thank you guys very much for listening. If you have any comments, feedback, ideas, whatever you want to share, feel free to send it to us. Comment on a YouTube video. Join our Discord channel. We're still doing our hangouts every Tuesday, 7:30 Central Time. We'd love to have you there. As always, happy dice, happy life. Fuck Erebus, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Oh my god. I had to pee. I wasn't here to stop the recording.
Oh, you're done, son. You missed your gay adios. It's out of there.
Adios.
Kyle
Adios.
miscasting a spell.
Adios.